Austin Rivers.
He's back, baby.
He's back, baby.
Is he already a legendary Nugget? Just for that one game.
I think he
the
is.
one playoff game.
Well, I mean, absolutely, because that is the thing, is if you win, it wasn't just that he won a playoff game last year, or it's that he really won that series. That was game 3, a very pivotal game.
And it's the Austin Rivers game.
It's the Austin Rivers game. I mean, how many
for now and forever
role player Nuggets have a game that you say, you have the Wancho game?
That wasn't in the playoffs, though.
I know, but it's still a game that I have a name for.
How many names have you chanted?
That's true. That's
and it was a
point.
rival. He shows up against a rival in round 1.
It was a big time, so he is solidified. So year 2, not at all surprised that they brought him back. Again, he fit, I think, the culture and what the team desperately needed at that very moment. Let's take a look at the stats. What did the stats say last year? Okay, right around 8 points, 2.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Well-rounded numbers. But the shooting, 37% from 3. What stands out to you the most, Vogt?
Well, it's that 37, and that's if you go through Austin Rivers' splits by teams that he's played for. This is his most impressive season as a shooter from three-point land, I believe, in both volume and percentage. And so that's going to be one way he can make an impact as a bench player. I mean, I think he has much more to his game than that. I love when he puts the ball on the floor. But anytime you have a backup guard that you feel comfortable getting 3-4 threes up a night, that's an asset.
I love the sirens on Colfax. Always good.
Classic.
Hot take alert.
Hot take alert. Hot take police are here, Vogt. What stands out to me the most?
He's on fire.
27 minutes per game. That's what stands out to me the most. The Nuggets signed this guy off the street.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted him. He comes in as a free agent and is all of a sudden a 27-minute per game player for like a contender in the West.
Right.
Like nobody saw that coming. There's no way he saw that coming, but that's what happens with injuries sometimes.
These are numbers just for his stint with the Nuggets, correct?
Correct.
I'd like to see the assists go up a little bit.
Really? Why?
I
Is
don't
that
know,
his role?
Well, he's running the point.
No, he's an off guard.
I'd like to see him become a little bit more well-rounded, so he's not like just coming in as the three-point specialist. Like I see a world in which Austin Rivers is called upon to actually run the offense from time to time.
Well, I'm not actually sure he's even a three-point specialist. I think he's a scorer. And that occasionally involves three-point shooting. I think he'd be very, very streaky as a three-point shooter. But he's also he's got that quick first step. He's got that crossover.
His crossover.
The step back.
It's funny because I was watching in a segment we're doing later, a bunch of high school highlights. It's funny how many guys have the same moves in high school. It's like they develop their identity as a player in high school, and then it's just they perfect it as time goes on. All right, let's get to the big question this season surrounding Austin Rivers. And this is, for me, he came in, the vibes were immaculate last season, but he was a starter. He played those 27 minutes. Will they stay immaculate if he isn't playing? I suspect he will play. I suspect he will get minutes, probably fewer than he got last year. But even when Jamal Murray comes back, you got Bones Highland coming in. I wonder if he gets down to where a bunch of DNPs, is he going to be happy with that? What do you think, Harrison?
I could see him getting squeezed as well, just because of all those factors. Jamal coming back, especially at the end of the year. I mean, we'll see how he's playing throughout the regular season. Maybe that impacts if he gets squeezed or not. But from what I know about Austin Rivers and from what he told me at training camp, like, this is a big thing with him. He's been painted with a broad brush in the past, he feels like, where there's this rap about him where if he's not playing, he'll get down and he'll like be pissed about it and moany and like be a problem. But he says that's all bullshit. So he doesn't think the vibes will get immaculate if he's not playing. So I got to believe him. I got to believe him. And he just seems like a good teammate. He seems like he's in a headspace now where he's a really good teammate and would be supportive of anyone.
And he picked up a new contract. That always helps, when you're trying to get up with a team. It does feel like he had a landing spot here, at least for a while. But let me read the quote he gave you because I thought it was so great. He said, "People say they don't know how I'm going to be in the locker room. People say if I don't play a lot, I'm not going to be happy. I don't know if you want a guy on your team who's okay not playing."
Yeah.
I love that quote. And then he goes on to say, there's a difference. But being a distraction is something different, and I've never been that. I've always wanted to play and been competitive about that, but I've never taken away from the team. And I love that. That is a great quote. This also comes back to the Will Barton thing where he's saying, I want to start. It's like these are guys that want to be in the pressure cooker. They want all of the experience. They want this and that. And I do agree with them. It's a good thing as long as you separate that from being a distraction.
Hey, I know my role at DNVR. I want to go to San Diego. I want to go to the gates the way that it is. I want to do these things too. And I agree, man. Anyone who has a competitive bone in their body, much less professional competitors, I mean, this attitude, I think, should be expected. I can't see it getting volatile. I'll say that. I could see it like... everyone wants to know if Bones will play. People talk about Bones getting an opportunity. Austin Rivers could be the first guy out if Bones is in. So it's possible he gets squeezed. And I could see him saying, look, I'd rather if you guys can find me another place where there's an opportunity to play, I would want that. But I can't see it getting volatile because of the quote he gave Wynn, basically saying he knows better than now to think that these sort of verbal exchanges in the offseason work as guarantees.
I don't know if he's good enough for that, though. The trade demand if I'm not playing. And I do wonder with him, like he's been in the league for a while, I do wonder if it's smartest from him, if I was his PR person, to say like, hey, man, you can hang on another 6 years in this league if you're just like, everyone likes having you on the team because you're
building this rep.
You also can't give this quote to Harrison Wind and then just totally do the opposite. Like you can't do that.
That's a good point.
It's so true. What about Eric? You're the vibes master.
So I feel like we're talking about a guy that has entered a new realm and a new stage of his life where he's looking more at this opportunity in the through the lens of gratitude. Like I think that for him, he's just happy to be here. Like he was effectively out of the league. He saw his career end, and he saw that the phones weren't ringing, and the fact that the phone did ring, the Nuggets called him in and they put him in high leverage situations. I know that he is looking at this, and we've even heard stories from people like Harrison Wind saying that he's taking sort of a mentor approach with Bones Highland, and he's sort of like transitioning
MPJ as well. Yep.
An MPJ, right? That's right. He's like sort of transitioning to that like latter portion of his career, that player coach. Like I don't think that he doesn't want to play. I mean, he's still totally in his athletic prime, so he does want to play.
Right.
But I do think that there is perspective that he has gained the way that the last year plus of his career has gone. So I have a hard time imagining him pouting. I think he's just like happy to be here.
And even at media day, he reiterated some of the stuff you're talking about, because I do think it's probably a progression, and he's been open with the media about this. But even this year, he got engaged. He's talked about wanting to like settle down and starting to think more about the future and this or that. So I do think, and this is a natural thing that happens in everybody's life, but there is that perspective. Okay, what's next, but also like where do I want to go from here? So
one more quick point, guys. He did also say that this might be the best shot of his career to win a title with this group.
Let's go.
I love that, man. Let's play a new game we invented for this year, fellas.
Is it something where we say what we think about something?
It is exactly what it's called. Where does he rank?
Oh, I was going to guess left or right.
Where does he rank? There we go. I rank fourth, apparently, according to this one. I want to ask the question.
Snake draft.
Where does Austin Rivers rank amongst Denver guards as a shooter? We have our little things here. All right. So you got to do the math in your head real quick.
So best shooter. Is Jamal included in this?
Yes, of course. Jamal is included in this. You don't have to. We have top 5. If you don't feel like he's there, you don't need a bigger number.
I also have some other numbers here.
You could just do first through fifth, but if he's not fifth, you can do no question. Ready? Reveal.
6.
6.
5 plus 1.
Yeah, I definitely don't have him in the top 5.
All right. Well, it was a real weird one to do. Introduce our new cards.
These cards are sick, though, dude.
I agree. I agree. Like, I don't think he's one of the top shooters. Here's what's interesting about him. We go to the very next one. Where is he at catching fire? This might be a hot take. I have third.
I got third as well.
I'll go fourth.
I got
just
fourth.
Off the cuff.
All right. So I think you and I have the same. I'm guessing we have Michael Porter and Jamal Murray, some order 1, 2. I mean, those guys scorching hot when they get hot. Who's number 3?
Yoke.
Wait, I thought we were doing just the guards.
Bones Highland.
Ooh, you know what? Unproven, but I like it. You might be right.
Is he really unproven?
It is just amongst the guards. But it's okay.
So
everything we saw at Summer League is 100% certified.
So he's up to 3.
Where's Bones though? So.
Man, you're asking me to put some stuff on wax that is unfounded and purely vibes based. I don't know.
You're the vibes master.
Purely vibes based.
I don't know. Like Bones feels like those bones are flammable. I'll say that.
So here's the thing: we talked about the Austin Rivers game. That game was 4 for 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter.
16 points in the fourth quarter.
All in a short, tight window, and they were like not easy shots. And they were also shots that he was like, I got this. I mean, the last one he took in that string was like a total heat check. Like, I'm just on fire and I'm taking this. He also has a 41-point game in like 2 years ago. It's not that far in the distance. He has a 10 for 10 start when he was with the Knicks. He started a game 10 for 10. He's just a guy.
He is one of the streakiest shooters in the NBA, probably.
Yeah. So to me, he's definitely third. Michael Porter and Jamal Murray just on a whole other level.
Michael Porter Jr. needs one shot to go in to just be on fire.
Oh, dude, he needs one shot to go in for us all to be like, that's right, our player prop's going to hit tonight.
Wait, isn't he a forward, though, guys? Because I thought we were ranking guards. I had Will Barton at 2 and Austin Rivers at 3.
Here's the thing. Will Barton's never scored 41.
That's a great point.
I mean, Will Barton does get hot.
I was
just
thinking
don't
of
feel
those like 10-point first quarters, of which he probably has more of those, but that's not.
Maybe
but
not.
Does that peak out like a Portland game-winning quarter? That's a strong argument.
We've never had a Will Barton take over an entire game. Like,
no.
That's a good point.
We've had Murray, Porter.
Just stops getting the ball at some point.
I don't know if you remember there was a Rivers game.
That's true.
This is the playoffs.
All right, let's do this one. The next one I have for us is as a passer. Where does he rank as a passer?
Man.
Ready, reveal.
Well, hold on.
Guys, there's only 5 cards. Like, what do you
guys?
guess?
I'll say.
There's more players on the Nuggets.
I'm going to say unranked.
Yeah,
he's unranked. So, I mean, you've got Facu, you've got Monte.
I had him in 6.
Monte.
So, like, he's not. This is what's interesting about him. We don't have him ranked as a shooter. We don't have him ranked as a passer.
Could be 5th.
What about as a pick and roll player? As a pick and roll player. It's another one.
I had him 6 again there.
I think
I've got him outside the top 5 for sure.
This is why this experiment's kind of interesting. All right, last one we have here as a defender.
Amongst guards?
Amongst Denver's guards. I'm going to go with...
2.
I'm with Wind.
I think he might be the best.
You think he's better than Facu and Dozier?
So I have Dozier 1.
Me too.
I don't know, man. Like, Dozier's really good, but Austin Rivers was given some really tough assignments. And
he really was.
He really rose to the occasion. I don't know.
He did.
Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, Facu is a absolute. I mean, he's just pure energy, and he can be in the right place at the right time. But also, famously, we spent all last season arguing about whether or not he could be schemed out of the NBA. So, Austin Rivers is just like has that quickness and that lateral.
Dame did give him 55. But you're right. It was good defense. It's just like what
He's also like
that was a bad shot.
Foul.
Yeah, it
foul.
also fouls. Yeah,
You're not allowed to contest.
That's a bad shot. Play along with us, by the way, guys, in the chat. I'm curious what you guys think as a defender because we got. It's rare that we get 3 different answers amongst the panel. We got 3 different ones, and I think all of them, you can make a point. All right, let's get into our bold prediction here. Bold prediction for Austin Rivers.
Mine goes along with that last segment.
Guess I got to bump mine up. It doesn't sound so bold after
Who goes first in this one?
You know what? Whoever I determine. I'm going to start with Eric.
My bold prediction for Austin Rivers is that he will run the starting unit for some portion of this next season.
Run the starting unit?
Yes.
Like a point guard?
Starting point guard for the Denver Nuggets for some portion of next season. It's going to be in the first half. I don't know how long. This is going to happen, though. I don't know if it's bold. It's just true.
It sounds like a disaster. But 1, he's not a point guard. And so 2...
He runs the point. He did. He did very often.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but last year Jamal, Barton, and Dozier were all out.
I don't know if you knew this. Jamal is still out this year.
That's one. That's one down. That's what I'm saying, though. That requires a disaster, like more guards going out.
I think that this is going to transpire.
Hey, don't get upset.
You ask for a bold prediction, then you tell me how silly it is that I'm wrong. I watched him do this last year.
All right. Vote. Get bold.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bold anymore. I had 35 points in a game this year.
35 points.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. 35
So wait,
points.
what was his career high? 40?
41.
Okay.
But it's a lower
And I think he has
roll.
one other game with 36. So you're
Right.
talking about his 3rd highest scoring game happens this season.
Yeah.
I like
The
it.
biggest question with that is he going to play enough to get 36 points? Like enough minutes, you know? He would have to be really hot from the first quarter on.
I think early on he is going to play a lot. Early on, I do think. Just, I mean, there's not that many guys. So, all right, Win.
Mine is that he's going to be the second best perimeter defender on the Nuggets. Perimeter defender.
I like when we recycled it, the segment.
Wait, that was just our real take 5 minutes ago.
You said
I know.
what he is.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a bold take. Apparently, it's not as bold as But no, I think, Dozier is the guy that Denver will put on a really good offensive guard if they need to shut somebody down, I think. Aaron Gordon a little. But if we're talking like strictly perimeter, I'd say Austin Rivers could be 2.
Yeah. I'm going to go with he has the 4th highest single game high on the Nuggets. I think Jokic will have a higher game. I think Michael Porter will have a higher game than one other player. Maybe it's Murray. Maybe it's Barton. Maybe it's Gordon. I don't know. But I think he is right there at 4th. That's pretty bold, guys. That's pretty bold.
I mean, if you look at what the existing Nuggets career highs are, you could see that happening. Like, who else has a career high in the 40s?
I think you have to
Aaron Gordon?
I think you have to expect Will Barton. Yeah, he did have a 140 point game.
I could see that.
But he's not doing it in Denver.
Right. Yeah, it was at a different stage of his career.
I don't know if he's getting enough shots. Will Barton, I think, will be probably that. I mean, man, that's weird to say Murray. All right, this is too bold. I now no longer agree with my own self. All right, guys, that does it for the free portion. For members, though, we do have 2 more segments. We got some win chimes, and then we're going to look back at the highlights. You guys remember when Michael Porter said that Austin Rivers, what did he call his mixtape? It was like an all-timer.
Yeah. Dude, I've been waiting for this segment for like 3 years.
We're going to look back. We're going to rewind the clock at some of his best performance and play Rate the Highlight. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you on the other side. For members only, become a member at DNVR, thednvr.com.